everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie Colours. Thank you so much for joining me. I am back with another episode of Sunday Snippets. For those of you that don't know, this is my kind of weekly channel update, I suppose, where I take a moment to reflect on the week that has just been and kind of make some plans for the week that's coming. So with that being said, I had quite a productive week actually. I did get quite a lot done. Not so many finished pages, but I got quite a few bits and pieces done. So I did start a page last week in Forest Song by R.J. Hampson, and I have completed that one. That's a buddy colour though, so I am keeping that for my finished pages, waiting to see my buddies' pages when they're done. I worked in this book. This is Best of Le Grand Classique, Coloriage Mystère, Disney book by Art Therapy Hatchet Heroes. There's several illustrators, William Bow, Jeremy Mariez, Letitia Sala and Edward Vothi. And I was tagged in the Alice in Wonderland colouring tag, and I kind of did this page while I was answering the questions. This is really quick and easy, and I do these pages as a bit of relaxation downtime. I use my Super Tip, Crayola Super Tip markers, so it's not very smooth or anything like that, but just a little bit of fun. And that was a cute little page to do. I will try and remember to leave the video linked up above if you're interested in that tag video that I did. So that was that page. Then I also managed to get my double page spread in Mythomorphia by Kirby Roseanne's complete. So for those of you that have been kind of watching this, you will know that I've been working on this Gnomes double page spread for quite some time, probably about 5 or 6 weeks now, I think. And I finished it this week. So I'm super happy about it. I'm just making sure it's all on screen as much as possible. Yeah, this was a labour of love. It did take me quite a few weeks. And I just did little bits here and there, so it wasn't too overwhelming, and I'm really happy that I took my time with it and just did little bits and pieces here and there. I kind of went way off plan with my background. I initially was just going to do a really simple blue background, a blue sky, keep it quite simple. I thought with all the colours going on down here, that would be the best option. When I sat down to do the background, I decided to go crazy and use lots of really bright colours and kind of create this sunset sky was what I was going for. I suppose it could be dawn as well. And yeah, I used my Neocolor 2s for the background, and I really like how it's turned out. I actually really love the brightness and all those crazy bright colours. I really love it. So really happy with how that one turned out, and so happy to finally have it done. Always feels good to have a Kirby page done, especially a Kirby double page. So yeah, that was loads of fun. Really happy with that one. So that was a Mythomorphia by Kirby Roseanne's. I have also, I've got a little note there of everything that I used and my little page mark. I'm going to pop those back in while I remember so I don't lose them. And other things that I've been working on, I was at a bit of a loose end after finishing my Mythomorphia page, so I pulled this book out. This is Blossomia by Annie Reyes. Thank you. I can't remember who told me how to pronounce her surname. I was saying Reese or Reyes. It's Reyes. So thank you. I can't remember, like I say, who told me, but thank you to whoever told me how to say that. Blossomia by Annie Reyes. And this is a new book to me, and I wanted to do a page. So I was flicking through and I came across this cute little page. And I thought it was perfect for my current Colour the Fairy Tales hashtag, which is Colour the Fairy Tales Nov 2025, and the fairy tale for the month of November is The Frog Prince. So obviously one of the prompts is frog, and I just thought this was perfect for that prompt. And I have taken a huge amount of inspiration from Annie Reyes herself. If you have not seen her Instagram, go and check it out. She does beautiful colouring. Her artwork is stunning. This book is just gorgeous. But her colouring is out of this world. She does phenomenal things with pan pastels. And I don't have any of those, unfortunately, but I took great inspiration from her coloured version of this page. I have gone slightly different with the colours that I've used, but particularly on how to colour my frog, I took a lot of inspiration from her. So I'm really happy with how this page is going. It's quite spring-like, actually. In the end, it's turned out very spring-like with all these bright kind of citrusy greens and the purples and the yellows, but I'm really liking how this one is going. So we might do a little bit on this later on while we have a little chat. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I started out with my Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils for the purple combination, and it was awful. The paper in this is really thin. It's maybe slightly better than your typical Amazon paper, but not much better. And so yeah, the Caran d'Ache Luminance were awful. It was like using sandpaper in it. In fact, it felt like in some places the paper was actually lifting up. So I finished off the kind of purples, and then I moved into my Prismacolors for everything else. And Prismacolors are much nicer to work with in this book. Have no idea what I'm going to do with the background yet. I'm just planning on colouring the page, and we'll see how we go. But this has been lots of fun, and like I say, we might come back to this later in the video. But other than that, I've been quite busy prepping for Christmas. So I have a couple of buddy colours planned for Christmas, and I wanted to make a start on the pages so that I wasn't too overwhelmed. So the first one comes from Aries World Literature, or World of Literature, depending on which translation you go for. And I am doing this page, which is it's from the Velveteen Rabbit. And I just wanted to do a base of, I actually used my Albrecht Dürers. I wanted to base my colours, so I knew where I was going with this page, because it is a really busy page. There's so much going on. I was okay with the stockings, I was okay with the wreath and the candles even, but then you've got this really busy wallpaper in the back, and you've got this really busy kind of mantelpiece in the background. So I've decided just to go with brown for my mantelpiece. I'm going to make it look like carved wood, or at least that's the plan. That's what we're going for. And then I decided to go with these kind of softer colours and pull in some of the reds and greens into the wallpaper at the back there. Otherwise, it's just, like I say, it's really busy. I don't know if you can see, I have got a very light wash of warm grey on my stones for the fireplace, so I'm going to do those grey. I kind of wanted to keep the majority of the colour centred around these stockings and kind of have your eye drawn there, so I wanted everything else to kind of be less obvious. It's kind of hard on a page like this where there's so much going on though. I've added a little bit of just a very pale yellow to indicate where my kind of firelight is going to be reflected on my various bits and pieces. We struggle with lighting, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge with this one, but it was great to have it based, and like I say, now it's ready to colour, and it's quite easy now to dive in and colour. I know exactly where my colours are going to go and what colours I'm using. There will be bits of like gel pen detail as well to add on this page. So yeah, I'll be adding a bit of detail with that as well. But yeah, quite excited. I haven't decided what pencils I'm going to use yet. Might end up being polychromos, because they obviously match the Albrecht Dürers that I've used for the basing, but we'll see. Remains to be seen. So that is my start in Aries World Literature. Then I have another buddy colour lined up for December in God Yule by Hannah Carlson, and I decided to do some inking on this page. Now, this was a bit of an experiment. Goodness, I'm pretty sure you can see all the shine on that. I've added loads of shine. So I masked this page with some masking fluid and then used my Distress Oxide inks over the top. And then I had this this stuff. It's called Cadence Shake and Gilt, and it's like this, you can kind of see it's this really kind of sparkly gold stuff. Now I say it was an experiment because it's always a bit of a iffy moment when you add a wet medium on top of the masking fluid, whether it's going to come off and whether it's going to tear the page. Now it did tear the paper a little bit in a few places, but I don't think it's too, you can see it's coming away here, I don't think it's too noticeable, and I just love the shine. I mean, it's just so shiny, and that's really cool. So yeah, I kind of like how this is going. Now this stuff, it's completely dry, but it does leave a little bit of a kind of tacky feel to the page, which is why I've got this in between. But I'm so happy to have this background done. I always feel once a background is done, it's so much easier to come in and colour the page, and it feels much less intimidating. So this one's ready to go as well. And then, because that was Godule, sorry, my Hannah Carl's on. Then because I was on a bit of a kick with the inking, I decided to do a few more pages as well. So I pulled out my Johanna's Christmas colouring book. I've only done one page in here, which makes me really sad. So I decided that I needed to do another page. And I chose this one because it was relatively easy to mask off, and I figured, you know, I could have fun with this. So again, I masked off the image. I used my Distress Oxide inks in the background to create this kind of gradient effect. And then I used a stencil and some white pigment ink over the top to create the snowflakes. Now, the white pigment ink, it was a bit of, again, another bit of an experiment because I wasn't sure how it was going to work. The white pigment ink sits on top of the Distress Oxide ink, but it does stay wet for quite a long time. So I have got a couple of little smudgy areas. It's not too bad, but it did pick up some of the ink colour from underneath. So what I did was I went over with my Posca and kind of went over those areas. And I may even do that again, go over with a second coat of Posca to really make that white pop. But I'm kind of liking how this is looking. Again, there's a bit of kind of transfer. One of the other things is when you're using inks, so I use an adhesive eraser, and you can see mine's been well used, to rub off the masking fluid. And sometimes when you're using a lot of ink, which I was on this page, there was tons of ink, you end up with some residue of the ink on the eraser, and as you're rubbing it transfers onto some of the image. Now, I don't think this is going to be too bad. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to cover most of this up fairly easily. But again, it's all there ready to go. I keep seeing bits of masking fluid that I haven't quite got completely off. So yeah, that was another page that I did. And then I decided while I was on that roll, I would do a page in, I think it's Årstider by Maria Trolle. It's translates to seasons anyway. So I was looking through here and I came across this page and I thought, well, this would be a fun one to do. So again, I masked everything off and inked everything up. Now, this ended up being a much brighter blue than I initially planned. I was using, I don't know, for those of you that know your distress inks or distress oxide inks, I was using tumbled glass, and for some reason my tumbled glass, I think it had another colour that had kind of been transferred onto it because it came out this really dark blue. Now tumbled glass is normally like really, really pale blue. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I ended up having to come in with some darker colours and try and smooth everything out. I think it's turned out okay. I then splattered the whole thing with some white paint. Just I used my Gansai Tambi, Kuretake Gansai Tambi in the white, and literally just splattered that all over, and kind of created this, it's almost like a bokeh effect, snowfall scene thing, because I then used some Posca over the top. So the Posca looks like it's closer, the snowflakes are closer to you and the white paint drops look further back, so it you kind of get this perspective look, which is kind of cool. However, did have a little bit of tearing on my paper again from my masking fluid, And again, quite a lot of transfer, and I'm particularly upset about this bit on her face because I don't know how I can get away with that. I may end up trying to add a little bit of water and diluting it and picking it up with a paper towel. So that is a little trick you can use, because obviously Distress Oxide inks are water activated, so you can use some water to pick it up a little bit. So that might be an option. I think everything else will be fine, but I just thought that was going to be a fun page to do. So I did that one, and Årstider, I think it's called, by Maria Trolle. And then I decided that I had to do something in this book as well. This is Julens alla Fager, I believe that's how you say it, again by Maria Trolle, again another newer book. And I decided to, where has it gone? Ink up. I was looking at this page actually, and I decided against it. I went for this one. And again, it was kind of a bit of an experiment. And again, I've got some paper lifting here in places, which is a bit disappointing. I don't know what it is with this book. Yeah, you can see quite a bit's come through, but it's single-sided, so it's no biggie. So for this one, I splattered it. Again, you should be able to see all the sparkles. I splattered it with some Lawn Fawn liquid stardust. So I just kind of put a drop on my mat and picked it up with a paintbrush and splattered it all over. Again, it was a bit experimental, but it has caused the masking fluid to rip the paper a little bit as it's been lifted off. I keep finding more. But yeah, this is just a kind of a fun little page that I thought would be quite neat to do. I'm not sure that I love my ink blending on this one, but yeah, it's quite a quick, simple little page. So I think it would look quite sweet when it's coloured in. So yeah, I had quite a busy week doing lots of bits and pieces, ink blending and all sorts. So what am I going to do? I think I'll work on this one a little bit, and then I have something else that I'd like to get to as well. But let's take a breath. I feel like I've been talking non-stop. And let's dive into this one and yeah, just do a little bit of colouring. I've just got a few little leaves that I want to do. So I'm using, as I said, my Prismacolors. I started out with my Caran d'Ache Luminance and really struggled with them. So I've pulled my Prismacolors out, and I've got Green Ochre, Lime Peel, Chartreuse and Deco Yellow. So yeah, let's dive in and have a little play. I hope you're all doing well. This week has gone really, really quickly. It always does, doesn't it? I have been really busy today. I was hoping, so it's Sunday evening here. I don't know if I said that already. I'm losing my marbles. Yeah, so I was hoping to get in a bit earlier in the afternoon to do this, but time has kind of gotten away with me today. It's just been a little bit hectic, lots going on. There always is at the weekends. Just, yeah, sports events for the kids, and then it's so muddy. It's been so muddy. It's been raining off and on all week, and then obviously we had really heavy rainfall last week, and I don't think the ground has quite recovered from that yet, because there is lots of mud, and yeah, it just seems to take forever to kind of recover from all of that rain. We did have some lovely cold frosty days in the week, and I actually really like those cold frosty days, you know, where you get like really cold, crisp, clear days. But we got a couple of those, and it was kind of, the temperatures were below freezing, and yeah, it was, but it's I was quite enjoying it. But now it's kind of gone back to being not rainy, but we've got steady rain, and yeah, not so much fun. Not so keen on the rain. The novelty for the rain is definitely worn off now. I'd be quite happy with like colder, crisper days now. But we'll see what comes. December is just around the corner, scarily enough. So I'm sure we'll get some colder weather soon, and then I'll probably be regretting saying that I want colder weather. but oh, there's so many little fiddly leafy bits in here. I'm just trying to add colour as I can with some really tiny bits, tiny details. But yeah, as I was saying, Annie Reyes, her artwork is just stunning. Every page in this book is beautiful. It's got lots of like really lovely little kind of whimsical pages like this one. It's also got a bunch of I'll show you, like these pages, but different versions with different flowers, but they're all kind of like these kind of couture pencil kind of creations, which I really like. So there's a lot of that in this book, and I just think it's so pretty. But the way she colors, oh my goodness, it's just so good. Her artwork is just beautiful. And so, like I said, I took a great deal of inspiration from her, and kind of looked at how she'd coloured things like the fairy wings, which I think I'm going to need to add some more bits and pieces in there where I've missed. But yeah, her fairy wings, her frog, the way she'd coloured her frog, and she'd done these kind of like little warty things on her frog, which I just thought looked so cool. So I've kind of borrowed quite a few ideas from her for this page, and I really like the way it's turned out, or is turning out. I've really enjoyed it, and this was very much a spur of the moment page because I hadn't been planning on doing this one, but the mood took me, and I thought, well, I might as well have a go. I was just kind of flicking through looking at my shelf, thinking, what can I colour? What do I feel like? I didn't feel like doing anything Christmassy. I've been meaning to do something in my, I think it's called Cat and Cute Friends Flower Path. It's a book by Kawasora, which is a Amazon Japan find that I had, that has been sitting uncoloured on my shelf for many months, and but I wasn't feeling it. I just was not feeling it. So I decided to pull this page out, or this book out, and then, as I say, as I was flicking through it, I saw this little froggy, and I just thought, oh yeah, he's perfect for my hashtag at the moment, and hopefully I can get him finished before the end of the month. We've still got a few days left in it, so I'm hoping I can get him done. But yeah, such a fun little page, and I've actually really been enjoying colouring it. I did struggle a bit with that luminance, the Caran d'Ache luminance. Really, I find those pencils, I find them really lovely on some pages, but a real struggle on others. I don't know if other people feel the same. Yeah, there are some, like I used them on an Erie page last year, and it was heaven. They worked so brilliantly, and they were so vibrant and just, yeah, creamy and beautiful to use on that paper. But on this thinner paper, they were literally like using sandpaper. It was awful. So like I say, I persevered to get all the purple bits done with that combination, so that I didn't end up with having like something that looked a bit out of place. But yeah, I was really happy to move on to my Prismas, and I just think the softer pencil works a bit better on the cheaper quality paper. Yeah, so one thing that I wish could be slightly different on this book is the paper quality. If it was a bit better, it would be perfect. It really would, because it's such a beautiful book. But I know you can actually, I think, purchase her artwork, or I'm not sure, I presume most of this artwork you can purchase on her Etsy store. So you can download it and then print it on the paper of your choice, which is always a good option. I don't have a printer at the moment, so that wasn't an option for me. But yeah, I struggle a little bit with this paper, but like I said, the prismas are actually working quite nicely. I don't know what I'm going to do for the background. I really don't know. I could try using some chalks, maybe, like she does on a lot of her pages. She's got, like I say, she uses pan pastels, and she does magic with those things, honestly. I've never tried pan pastels. They're not something that I have ever... Wow, they're quite pricey, aren't they, the pan pastels? I have had a look at them. They are quite pricey. So they're not something I've ever used. I'm kind of quite tempted to get some just because I've been looking at what she does with them. But, you know, you know what it'll be like. I'll get them and my pages won't turn out anywhere near as good as hers because I'm not the artist she is. So, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, should have just kept my other pastels. I probably would have done the same job. But yeah, she does wonders with them, and her pages just look, they're so vibrant and just really pretty, and she uses kind of unusual color combinations, which is why I've added like some yellow to my purple flowers and some pink to my yellow flowers. Like I say, very much inspired by her coloring and artwork. And I think it's always nice to be inspired by somebody else and get some ideas from other people, because it can make you, well, it can just kind of grow you as a colorist and an artist. So I think, like, don't ever be afraid of taking inspiration from other people, because I think that's, you know, that's the best way to learn sometimes. I always get quite a buzz when somebody tells me that they've been inspired by a page that I've coloured. It doesn't happen very often, but it does occasionally, and it's always such a nice feeling. Yeah, I always enjoy that. So I figure, I hope that other people will feel the same. If I feel inspired by stuff that they've done and try and colour in a similar manner, then yeah, I'd like to think that people would be happy about that. Obviously, as long as you give credit. So yeah, go and check out Annie Reyes's Instagram. She's got some beautiful things going on over there, just stunning. And I feel like a lot of people are talking about her now. I presume she's been around for a while, because like she's got a lot of stuff on her Instagram feed, but I'd never heard of her before, and until just recently. And then I heard Erica from Elm Colours talking about her as well. So I don't know whether maybe, like, you know, those Instagram algorithms, maybe it's just kind of finally worked for her, and but yeah, she has, maybe you'd already heard of her. I don't know, maybe I'm just late to the party, like I am a lot of the time, to be honest. But yeah, she is fabulous, so do go and check her out, especially if you like this kind of stuff. Yeah, florals and fairies and little animals, and it's just so pretty, so pretty. So yeah, I've been taking a lot of inspiration from her, and like I say, really enjoying working on this page, just kind of taking it easy, not stressing too much about it, but enjoying the process, which is always good fun. I have been a little bit quiet on the channel this week. It's just been a really busy week in terms of everything else going on in life. We've had 2 family birthdays this week, and just, yeah, lots of stuff going on. So I haven't had a huge amount of time to actually sit down and colour and sit down and film in particular. I have managed, obviously, to get a little bit of colouring done, although most of those inked backgrounds I did just in one sitting. I find with those inked backgrounds, when I start, I'm on a bit of a roll, and it's quite easy to just kind of sit down and push through and get them all done. And when I've got all the stuff out, like the masking fluid and the inks, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do several. And I really like the fact that I get a few pages kind of backgrounds done and ready to go, because like I say, I find backgrounds really intimidating sometimes, and to go into a page knowing that I've already done the background and that kind of hardest part for me is done, does make it a little bit easier, I think. So yeah, but I often just kind of, when the mood takes me, sit down and do several. I did the same in my Hannah Cowles on Summer Nights book. Over the summer I got quite a few pages based and ready to go. I haven't coloured all of them, but I've coloured the majority of them. So yeah, I don't really consider them WIPs until I've actually started colouring the image on the page. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't really consider it a WIP until I'm actually colouring the images. So if it's a background in a page, I don't really consider it a WIP until I'm at the point where I'm, you know, colouring the actual image that the artist has drawn. So yeah, so I have a few of those in my Summer Nights book by Hannah Cowles on as well. And yeah, it just, like I say, when it just makes it easy, because when the mood takes you, you can sit down and colour the page without having to worry about what that background is gonna look like. And yeah, still after several years of colouring, I still find backgrounds can be quite daunting. And I always like the look of an inked background. I don't know why, I find them, they're bright and vivid, and yeah, really, really fun. So I wasn't thrilled with those backgrounds, those Christmas backgrounds that I showed you, that they didn't turn out quite like I would have wanted, but they're not too bad. They're not too bad. I was having issues yesterday when I was doing it, so yeah, I don't know, but I think they turned out okay. Not exactly what I had in mind, particularly that little like market stall from the Maria Trolle book. I was really going for a much lighter blue sky than that. But like I say, I was having issues. So it is what it is. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's still going to turn out to be a cute page. I really love those little market pages in that book. Okay, how are we doing? Yeah, we've spent about half an hour talking already and done quite a few leaves. I think you're probably sick of watching me colour leaves. So I'll put this away. And I will, sorry, I use this little pencil pot when I've got some colours picked out on my desk and I'm not going to get it finished, and I just leave them in there so I know what I'm working on. Yeah, sorry for that noise. So I'm going to put that aside again, and I'm going to pull out this book because I really want to do a page in here, and I'm hoping, I don't think it's going to take me too much longer to get that Blossomia page finished. So I'm hoping I might have time to get one more page done for November, and I'm thinking I want to do something in here. So this is Fairy Tales and Folklore by Emily Lederhall Oberg. And I've only done one page in this beautiful book, and I absolutely love it. I just love every page in here. And I know that Emily is bringing out a new book in the new year. She also has some postcard books coming out next week, and they just look gorgeous. One is a Christmas one, and one's kind of like all occasions, but they're so cute, and I just cannot justify buying anything else until I've done more in the two books that I own of hers. I've got Fairy Tales as well, and I have done 2 pages in that one, so I feel like this is the one that I need to work in. And like I say, it is such a beautiful, beautiful book. There really is no excuse for me not to do pages in here. Half the problem is that I flick through it and I want to colour every page and I cannot decide where to start. Then I just end up like, oh, I don't know. So this one is kind of a cute one. It's quite Christmassy actually, because it's got these little balls inside this little box with the mouse. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm feeling florals at the moment. I know it's kind of, we're heading into winter and there's not that many florals around, but I'm feeling florals for whatever reason. This one is kind of cute. This little deer with the scarf, and then this little guy in the soup can. That is quite sweet. That could be quite a fun one to do. Think about what colours. I could go for something quite simple-ish like this one with lots of flowers. Again, this is quite a good Christmas one because these are all baubles, and then you've got a little elf curled up with the mouse. I don't know, I'm not ready for Christmas yet. I don't know. I don't feel Christmassy. I need to get into the Christmas spirit. I really love this page. I've seen this one coloured so many times though, and I'm not sure if I can come up with an idea that's unique. I don't know. See, this is the problem. I'm going, oh, I like that one, and I could do that one. I like this one as well. And then I kind of do that and I get a little bit overwhelmed with choice, and I struggle to choose one and go, yep, that's the one I'm going to do. See, because I really like this one too. Like I say, I'm just gravitating towards florals at the moment for whatever reason. I was thinking about doing this one way back in January when my Colour the Fairy Tales was the Snow Queen, the very first Colour the Fairy Tales that I had, and I didn't get it done. This is a nice simpler page. I don't know what colour I do the bird, and there's quite a lot of blank space in the background. Let's keep moving. I love this one, the Sea Dragon. Not really feeling the sea side yet. This one's got lots of florals in it. It could be quite a fun one. Oh, I don't know. It's decisions. A sword and a stone. That's quite neat. Yeah, see, this is the problem. They're all so beautiful and so unique. I really like Emily Leaderhall-Oberg's art style. She's got a very unique art style. Okay, sorry about that. Got a little interrupted. Right, now this would have been the perfect one for my Colour the Fairy Tales hashtag, wouldn't it? A little frog prince in his little glass jar. I don't think I'd seen that one when I flicked through this book. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm feeling another frog though. I think I want to go more, like I say, more florally. This one again is so pretty. I really like that one. I have to think about how I'd approach the glass. I could do that one though. That could be quite fun. Ooh, decisions. This one's too spring-like. It's like the Easter Bunny, isn't it? Here's another frog. But yeah, I think I'm kind of frogged out. I've had enough frogs this month. I haven't done that many. I've done a couple, I think. Oh, yeah, I don't know. This is quite a good one for coming into the winter. We've got the berries. Am I on screen there? Yeah. And we've got our little gnome. Do I want to do another gnome? I feel like I gnomed out as well after my gnome's double page spread. Don't know. This one's really cool. The whale. Okay, come on. I need to make a decision. Come on, Joe. Let's make a decision. This one's neat. It's quite autumnal though, isn't it? With the toadstools and the acorn and the berries. No florals. Goodness. Why do I find it so hard to make decisions? I hope there are other people out there who struggle with decisions as much as I do. This is another very sweet one. Look at that. It's so cute. I could do that one. That one wouldn't be too bad, would it? Oh, I could literally just sit here looking through this book for hours, admiring all the pages and not getting anywhere. I really could. I do really like this one too. This kind of leaf shape and the castle inside. It's like a half moon, isn't it? That could be quite a fun one. What to do? This would be a good one for Christmas with the little elves. They look like they're writing in Santa's book of names, maybe. And the dragon's pretty cool. Yeah, isn't this just, it's just awesome. I just love this book. I just wish I could bring myself to colour more. I even like the snake. Although I'm not a huge fan of snakes. This wreath could be quite fun to do. Yeah, I'm just looking for something not too taxing. That I can, you know, colour and enjoy and not feel too intimidated by. I love this one as well. Her little mice are so cute. She's so good at drawing little animals. This is another one that I really like, but I've seen so many people do it. Again, I just don't know if I have the imagination to do it differently from what I've already seen. Oh, the little hedgehog. Oh, look at him. Isn't he so cute? And there's all his possessions on his back. It's quite cute. This is the only page I've done, which I did last year in Christmas time. So yeah, and I did an ink background on that. And I used the same stencil, didn't I? The same snowflake stencil that I've used on that other page. Don't love how this one turned out. I think it's okay. It's not brilliant. I love this one. This is the only double page spread in the book, and isn't it so cute with all the little mice? Yeah, she does mice brilliantly. And this is cute. Okay, right, so I'm kind of thinking of this one. What could I do? What could I do in terms of a colour palette for this? I wonder. I'm thinking, do I want to go like reds? Reds and purpley colours, maybe? Make this quite a dark kind of sky in the background with the snow falling. Could make it quite a wintry page, couldn't we? Go with the reds, maybe like reds, golds and greens. So make like a Christmas colour palette. What have I got? Actually, I've got this sitting on my desk at the moment. This is a Joanna Stone colour palette book that I downloaded from her website, and she's got different ones for different things. I don't know if you can see those pictures there, but she's got like, this one is Pastel Reverie, Summer Colour Palettes, Enchanted Christmas, Autumn Delights and Spooky Halloween. This one is a Christmas one, so maybe I could do like a Christmas colour palette for these flowers and have it like snow falling down. That could work. And actually that first page could be quite a good one, couldn't it? Could maybe like make it like a gingerbread coloured house with a pink roof. That could be quite fun. What else have we got? I just had this sitting on my desk, so I thought I'd just flick through it and see what we could find. We could go really deep reds. I don't think I want all of my flowers red though, so I could have some. I can have some pink and red ones. Right. What else have we got? That's an interesting one, isn't it? A kind of goldy yellows and the deep blues. And we've got this vintage Christmas card. That could be quite nice. That could be quite a fun one with, so we could have red and gold flowers, maybe with a bit of cream. And then the green for the foliage, and the brown for the house, with maybe like cream roofs or something. That could work. What else have we got? And we could go this way, go with blues, blue, cold kind of colour palette. This one's quite nice. It's quite... Sorry, I'm going to flip back and forth between the two. It's not too dissimilar from this one, is it? This one feels a bit brighter. And we've got a lighter pink and a darker pink, and then the red, and then the soft green. That could be quite a nice colour palette for this page. And maybe just pull in a brown for some of the building. Oh, decisions. I'm not very good with decisions. I'm looking through these. Oh, again, this could be quite fun. This could be quite fun, couldn't it? Quite like the idea of that. So we'd have this kind of like royal navy for the background. Have the ballet pink and plush red flowers. Make the snow for the snowy white, and then maybe I could add some snow to the kind of roof of the building as well, to make it look like snow has settled on it. Not sure what colour I'd do the castle. That could work quite nicely though. Have like gold roofs on the castle. That could be quite good. Here's one that I've played around with for something else. I can't remember what I used that for. Something last year, I think. Okay, no, I'm not feeling that one quite so much. Another one with some kind of rosy pink. A bit of silver in that one as well. And then that one with the pinks and the reds and the greens again. I don't know, I'm feeling quite drawn to this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that colour palette on this page. I think that's what I've decided. I feel quite positive about that one now. I'm not sure what colour I'm going to do the buildings. I might use this dark red for some of the building as well, and then like gold roofs, and kind of make it look like snow falling, and then have like a dark deep blue background, and then have reds and pinks on the flowers, and then like pull in some of this cool mint for the greenery. Yeah, I think that could work quite nicely. So there we go. I've made a decision. It doesn't happen very often. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm hoping I can get to this page this week. I do want to try and finish this Blossomia page if I can. I don't think it's going to take me too much longer to get it done. Just a bit more greenery left to do. The lily pad, the water, and her hair and skin, which is always a bit tricky for me, but I don't think that will take very long. And then I just have to figure out what I'm going to do in this background and how I'm going to do that background. I don't think water mediums are going to be an option because it's very thin paper. I mean, it's single-sided, so it might not matter too much if I decided to go with some watery mediums. Yeah, I don't know. I might try some pastel. Maybe, or maybe some like gel crayons or something like that. It's just getting into all these little fiddly nooks and crannies, isn't it? Or maybe a pencil background, given that it's not a huge, I wouldn't do the whole thing, I'd just do inside here. So that could be an option. Yeah, not sure. Decisions. I'll see how it looks once I've got all of this part done. I mean, it may not need a background. I do feel like it's going to need a background though. I feel like it's going to need something. Maybe I'll have a look at what Annie Reyes has done and try and emulate what she's done. I think she's done kind of like, she's pulled similar colours from the actual image into the background, so some greens, and she's used pinks on her page, whereas I've got the purpley colours, so maybe I could do something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm really liking this page. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So definitely want to get this one done. Definitely want to get this done now. I feel quite excited about this one now. I've picked up that page and the colour palette. I have a few video ideas that I want to start kind of getting done as well. We're getting towards the end of the month, so it'll be the completed pages video as well. Plans for next month. Well, you've seen most of my plans there that I've done backgrounds for, although I do want to try and pull out a few more books as well. My Colour the Fairy Tales hashtag will be coming out. I am in between two fairy tales at the moment. I'm not 100% sure which way I'm going to go, but yeah, I have two Christmassy ideas in mind, so I will be doing the video for that very soon as well. Yeah, keep an eye out for all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all enjoy your colouring time, whatever it may be and whatever it is you're working on. Yeah, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you think I've made the right decision with this colour palette on this page. And let me know if you've got any ideas for what I should do for this background here. I'd be interested to know. I'm not, as you know, I'm not very good with backgrounds. They do still, after all these years of colouring, still intimidate me somewhat. So I like a nice small background like this that's quite easy to do. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.